Hello students, welcome to the class 8th standard mathematics. Today we shall learn exercise 3.7 question number 3. One number is 7 times another. If their difference is 18, find the numbers. So repeat the question. One number is 7 times another. If their difference is 18, find the numbers. So let's go for the solution and let's write what is given, okay? So what is given? One number is 7 times the another. So a number. So let's take the number x which is equal is 7 times the other number, which means we can take the other number as a y. Clear? Now if their difference is 18. So the number we have taken is x and 8, isn't it? So therefore the numbers are x and y. So therefore the numbers are x and y. Then if their difference is 18, which means x minus y. If their difference is 18, x minus y equal to 18. Find the numbers. So let us take this as equation 1 and equation 2. Now in the equation, put the value of x, okay, in the equation 2. Instead of x, we can write it. So what happens? Put x equal to 7y in equation 2. Therefore, we get, instead of x, we can write 7y and minus the remaining terms y equal to 18. Then, subtraction of 7y minus y, we get 6y equal to 18. Then if we divide this by the 6, then using the 3 table or 2 table or 6 table, if we cancel, then we can see 6 3s are 18. Therefore, the other number is y equal to 3. Now, we know the given condition, that is x equal to 7 times of another one. So, therefore, to find x equal to 7y we have. Already we found the y value. Therefore, substitute 7 into 3 and x will be 7 3s are 24. So, therefore, what they have asked, find the numbers. So, we can conclude, therefore, the numbers are 3 and 21. Fourth question, the sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 75. Which is the largest among them? So we need to find the sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers. So we know that odd numbers are, that is 1. So odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, etc. Isn't it? Now we need to find the sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers. So adding those 3 numbers, we have to get 75. So therefore, let us make a general form. So difference between 1 and 3 is 2. In the same way, difference between 3 and 5 is 2. So 7 minus 5 we get 2 and 9 minus 7 we get 2. So therefore, for the odd numbers, the difference is always 2, isn't it? Then, to find the odd number, if we take x as the odd number, then other number will be x plus 2, isn't it? So, if the first number will be x, which means then second number will be addition of 2. Then the third number will be x plus 4. So, let's check it out. So, if we take this as a x, then 1 plus 2 we get. So, if we take x as a 1, then addition of 1 plus 2 we get 3. Then here 1 plus 4 we get 5. So, this is a general form for the consecutive odd numbers. So let us write the given sum of the three consecutive odd numbers. How much? 75. Is means you can use it equal, which is 75. So therefore the sum of three consecutive odd numbers, already we found the formation, that is sum means we have to do the addition. So therefore let's write x plus 2 then x plus 4. So they asked only three consecutive numbers. The first three numbers will be x, x plus 2 and x plus 4. So addition of those three numbers we will get 75. So if we add this x values we get 3x. Then the remaining numbers are 2 plus 3. Addition of those two we get 5. So 75. But here we need to write 4. I have wrongly written, that is 3. So addition of 2 plus 4 we will write 6. So therefore 3x plus 6 equal to 75 is a required formation. From this we can find the required number. So therefore keep the 3x and take it out. By shifting the 6 to the other side we'll get minus 6. Then x equal to 75 minus 6 we will get 69. Then x will be 69 by 3. So by cancelling by the 3 table we'll get 2 and 3. So the number is 23. Now what they have asked, which is the largest among them? Here among the three numbers, which will be the largest one? X plus 4 will be the largest one, isn't it? So therefore let's write the numbers are x, x plus 2, x plus 4. What is x? 23. What will be the x plus 2? 25. And what will be the x plus 4? 27. So therefore largest number is 27. With this we can conclude this fourth problem. Next, the fifth question. The length of the rectangle is 1 by 3 of its breadth. If its perimeter is 64 meter, then find the length and breadth of the rectangle. So we need to find length and breadth of the rectangle. So let us write what is given. Okay, the length of the rectangle is, so therefore L. So write instead of, so let us take length equal to L and breadth equal to B. Okay, so let's write the statement. Length of the rectangle is, so therefore L equal to, we know the rectangle, so this will be the L and this one will be the breadth. So in the question what they have mentioned, the length of the rectangle is equal to 1 by 3 of its breadth. So L equal to 1 by 3 of its breadth means multiply. So here of represents the multiplication and is represents the equal symbol. So therefore L equal to 1 by 3 into B, or you can write it. Okay. So next we can write B by 3. Now if we do the cross multiplication, then we will get B equal to 3 into L, we can write 3L. So let's take it as equation 1. And let's go for the other line, that is if its perimeter is 64 meter. So perimeter of the rectangle, how can we write? And before that, let us recall what is perimeter of the rectangle. So addition of all these four sides of the rectangle is called perimeter of the rectangle. Then here will be L and the opposite side also will be B. So addition of L plus L and B plus B. So we can write 2 times of L plus B. So perimeter of the rectangle, what is given here? That is 64 meter. So what is given? Equal to 64 meter. So let us write 2 times of L into B. How can we write? 2 times of L plus B equal to 64. We can write it. Clear? Now let's multiply it. So 2L plus 2B we get, isn't it? Equal to 64. But here we have the one more condition. The value of B already we found from the given sum, that is B equal to 3 times of L. So therefore instead of B we can substitute this value. So 2L plus 2 times of, instead of B we can substitute 3L equal to 64. Then 2L and 2 3s are 6L equal to 64. So addition of 2L plus 6L we get 8L equal to 64, which means 8 times of L. Then if we carry this 8 to the other side, then it becomes a division. Therefore 64 divided by 8 we get. Then cancelling by the 8 table, 8 8s are 64 we get. So therefore L equal to 8. But in the question, what is the unit is given? Meter is given. So we need to write L equal to 8 meter. So in the question, find the length of the length and breadth they have said, isn't it? We got a length. So one more thing what we need to find? We need to find the breadth. So the same equation. So from 1 we can write, that is B equal to 3 times of L, which means B equal to 3 into, what is L? 8. So therefore 3 8s are 24. So this is a 24. So finally we could write L equal to 8 meter and B equal to 24 meter, which is a required solution for this problem. Sixth question. A total of 90 currency notes consisting only of rupees 5 and rupees 10 denominations. Amount, its total amount is 2 rupees 500. Then find the number of notes in the each denomination. So clearly understand it and read the question again. Total of 90 currency notes. So there are 90 currency notes are there. Okay, so its total is 90. Now, so this currency notes including of, or this currency notes consisting of rupees 5 and 10. So there are rupees 5 and rupees 10. So there are 90 notes are there. Amount to rupees 500. So its amount is rupees 500. Now we need to find the number of notes of the 5 rupees and the number of notes of 10 rupees we need to find out. So let us take it. Number of, so no need to write number. Let us take 5 rupee. So let 5 rupee is equal to X and let rupees 10 equal to Y, let us assume. Okay. Now, so this addition of this 5 rupee notes and 10 rupee notes, there are totally 90 currency notes are there. So 90 currency notes are there. So we can write X plus Y equal to 90. And next what they have given, its total amount is rupees 500. So 5 rupees notes of X then 10 rupees notes of Y. So its value, okay. So 5 rupees of X notes and 10 rupees of Y notes, total value is equal to rupees 500. Rupees 500. So let's take this equation 1 and take this equation 2. Here we can have the Y. To find the Y, or we can keep the X here and we can take it out, 90 minus X. So from this equation we could write Y equal to 90 minus X. Then this value we shall substitute in the equation 2. So from 2 we can substitute 5x plus 10y equal to 500. Then instead of y we can substitute this value. Therefore 5x plus 10 into what is y value here? 90 minus x equal to 500. Then 5x plus, so multiplication of 10 into 90 will get 900. Then minus 10x we will get equal to 500. Then 5x minus 10x value will be minus 5x plus 900, which is equal to 500. Now we need to find the value of x, isn't it? So therefore, let's keep minus 5x and carry the 900 to the other side, or shifting that number will get minus 900. Then minus 5x. Then subtraction of 500 minus 900 will get minus 400. So minus minus will be cancelled. Then 5x equal to 400. Then x equal to 400. The 5 will become division, that is 5. Now repeat the 5 table up to we get the 400 or 40. So then we will get 8 5s are 40. So carry the 0. Then the value of x will be 80. So what they have asked in the question, find those denominations they have asked. So what we have taken, so number of 5 rupee notes we have taken as a x. So number of 5 rupees notes are taken as x, and number of 10 rupees notes we have taken as y. So we need to find it y. Here we have the equation y equal to 90 minus x. So y equal to 90 minus x. So y equal to, already we have the value x equal to 80. Then 90 minus 80 if we put, then y will be 10. So therefore we can conclude, therefore number of rupees 5 equal to will be 80 notes, or number of rupees 10 is 10 notes. With this we shall conclude the problem.